So here we go. Final topic of the day. You said something earlier. Why don't you go ahead and reiterate it for the viewers out there?
Okay, so I started talking about Western culture and having to be fake nice, and the statistics show that we are way unhappier in places like Russia, where they're brutally honest, but they don't put their emotions into what other people say. And they tend to trust each other more, and they have more fulfilling relationships because they're brutally honest with each other and don't try to hide what they're actually thinking when they say stuff.
Now, when you say more fulfilling relationships, are you talking about friendships or intimate relationships?
All of them.
All of them.
Everything.
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 Everything on the board.
Right. Because when a woman likes you in Russia, she'll just tell you that she likes you. If she wants to fuck you, she'll fucking tell you she wants to fuck you. If a guy doesn't like your idea and thinks it's stupid, he'll tell you to your face. And there's no emotional negativity involved when you tell someone a brutally honest opinion. Whether I'm talking about the negative part, but you also have the positive ones too. It's just people speaking their mind, and everybody there in that culture just goes with it, so you know what people are thinking instead of hiding their true feelings.
I do have a question. So is this like something? So how do you know that that's the way the culture works?
Yes, have you been to Russia?
No, I read about it.
Where
book?
you
In
know
a
where
book.
in a book? Okay. I mean, I agree that everybody's fake nice to each other. I don't know to the extent that I'm not gonna say everybody, because there's obviously people with no filters.
Most people, like, yeah, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have
That's
my
usually
I have my moments as well, but I do have like I don't know if you want to call it like a herd mentality or whatever, where I generally just want people to like me more because it makes life easier.
How so? Does it really make life easier if more people like you?
I think it's less of a hassle.
It may be less of a hassle, but I don't believe it makes life easier.
I think it's.
You still have to go through the same.
I think it's
work schedule and everything.
right. I think it makes life easier, as in more people will be willing to do things for you or to help you if you're nicer to them, rather than be conflicted with them.
you don't always have to be conflicted with them, but the negative aspect of what you're doing, like say you don't really want to do something and you're being nice, and you say yes, and then you go and do that.
Well, you don't know me well enough to know that if I don't want to do something, I mean, obviously even in our discussions on the timing of what we're doing and stuff like that, you should know that I don't really care. I mean, there's just situational things throughout the day, just to be generally nice to people, even when they do things that you don't fucking like, just to pretend to like them or to say things that make them like you a little bit better, just to fucking make life easier on myself.
Give me an example. What have you done in the past week to make your life easier? Just by using words.
Even if it's somebody that... This is actually, now it's getting more difficult for me to explain. But generally, I try to be generally nice to people. And there are people that I don't like, in general, that I say hi to, or just try to be generally kind to them, just so they don't hassle me in the future, or if it doesn't come back on me. I don't know, would that be considered like a fear thing, or
I don't think that's an
thing?
example though, but
well, it's hard for me to go into like an example.
Specifics.
I don't want to go into specifics.
Yeah, understood.
And call specific people out. But there is people that I don't generally like that I'd just be nice and kind to, even if I just feel like it'd be better if they were in a ditch somewhere.
Okay.
That's a sharp left turn.
Yeah.
That I did not see.
That went dark real quick. Wow. All right. Rebuttals.
All right. So he's talking about, in my opinion, is the negative part. Like, oh, I gotta be nice. And what I was saying was, they're just brutally honest, not necessarily in a negative way.
Right.
They speak their mind. So it could be that they're being nice because they're genuinely nice to that person, and they don't like someone who will definitely not be like a total dickhead, but they'll let that be known that, like, hey, this is my boundaries, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they keep their boundaries in check and their values in check. Not necessarily that they're being total dickheads all the time. So, and it seems to work better than our culture does.
I don't know if I learned the happy medium where you can be. I'm generally overly nice. I don't know how to be.
A dick.
Yeah,